Okay, so coming fresh off the heels of the recent victory of the TATULA SV over the CURADO 70, I'm bringing you a special DAIWA only video where we get to the bottom of the question of, does the T-Wing system really help you cast farther? So just a brief history on the T-Wing system and level winds in general. The first DAIWA reel that had the T-Wing was the T3 that was released, I believe, back in 2011, and I actually had one of those reels. Now, the thing about T-Wing, it's not the first time that companies have modified their level winds. As I've shown before, Shimano has been using cone-shaped level winds for a long time. And I believe DAIWA may have had some kind of an opening level wind reel many years ago. I think I read that somewhere. And there's also a company, I think they're out of business now. They're called US Reels. They had a kind of a rotating bar system instead of a level wind. So the line would rub against this bar that rotated and supposedly laid it evenly on this spool, so it had no level wind at all. And I believe, if I'm not correctly, they claimed it was the longest casting reel available. So first of all, let's go over the claims of the original claims of DAIWA with the T3. Now, they claimed increase of about 5%, which doesn't seem like a lot. So basically, if your reel is casting 100 feet, 5% means it'll cast 5 feet farther. Now, that's what the original claims were when the T3 was released. Now, generally, when manufacturers release claims of casting increases, like the new Concept Z, I believe they're claiming that that will cast 20% farther. And I believe the METANIUM MGL, they claim that the MGL spool will help it cast 20% further. They usually are measuring that against the company's other reels. So, as you can see in the previous tests and battles between the CURADO I and the original TATULA Type R, that the T-Wing didn't help the TATULA Type R at all versus the CURADO I, as it lost pretty much all the tests. Now, how do we actually find out if T-Wing really helps a reel cast farther? And I've come up with a way to do that. I've been thinking about this for a couple of years now, and I had the idea, and let's go over that. So, any of you DAIWA TATULA Type R fans, if you take a look at this, something probably doesn't look quite right to you. And I'll let you check it out for a couple more seconds. Now, what's not right is the side plate and the spool. Now, the side plate and the spool come from another reel, and this other reel is how I'm going to test to see if the T-Wing actually casts further. Let me bring that out. Okay, so here is the other reel that I'm going to use to test to see if the T-Wing system helps you cast farther. This is the brand new DAIWA FUEGO CT. As you can see, I've actually swapped the spools out. This is the Type R spool and the Type R side plate. Since they are basically the same frame and side plates, they fit perfectly. Now, I can't just sit here and take both out on the field because the Type R actually has some advantages other than the T-Wing. Now, first of all, the spool on the Type R is a lot lighter than the FUEGO spool. I believe it's about 1.5, almost 1.5 ounces lighter, so that's not fair. And the Type R actually has upgraded spool bearings. Okay, so the way I'm going to test this out is I'm going to only use the FUEGO spool. I'm going to take them both out on the field. Once I'm done measuring the Type R, I'm going to put the FUEGO spool back into the FUEGO, which has the regular level wind, and I'm going to cast the same weight. And to equalize it even further, I'm going to leave the FUEGO side plate on the Type R and the Type R side plate on the FUEGO. So each of them will have a regular bearing and on one side and the upgraded bearing on the other. So that's about as equal as I can get it. And we will get to the bottom of DAIWA's theory that the T-wing system will help you cast farther. And I'm very interested to see the results. I'm going to get them out on the field tomorrow, record it, and get the results back to you guys. Okay, I'm out here. I have the first up, the TATULA Type R. I still have the FUEGO spool and the FUEGO side plate. I have the external dial. I'm gonna set it to 10 on both, so that'll even out the brake settings. And I have the spool tension set to just eliminate the side-to-side play, so it's got a pretty fast fall. And I have a 3/8 ounce casting plug. So let's go. (129 feet 8 inches). (140 and 8 inches). (133 and 5 inches). (131 and 6 inches). Okay, I've done 3 casts so far, and all 3 of those was with the level wind in the middle. So now I'm going to do 3 casts with the level wind all the way to one side and see what happens. (134 and 2 inches). (136 and 8 inches). 136 and 10 inches. Okay, so I have the Fuego. I still have the Type R side plate on. The external brake, just like the Type R, is set to 10. I swapped the spool from the Type R into the Fuego, and I have the cast control set to just eliminate the side-to-side play, so it's a fast fall. And of course I have the 3/8 ounce casting plug. So I'm going to do 4 casts with the level wind in the middle, and then I'm going to do 3 casts with the level wind all the way to the side, just like the Type R. Alright, here we go. .132, 7 inches. .133 even. .132 and 5 inches. .136, 2 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to do the last 3 casts with the level wind all the way to one side. Here we go. .131, 8 inches. .133, 9. .136, 4 inches. The field test portion is over. Let's recap the equalized testing method that I came up with. Now, first of all, we only used the DAIWA Fuego spool because the Type R spool is much lighter than the Fuego spool by over a gram. We swapped side plates out so that both reels would get a corrosion resistant ball bearing, and I set the brakes on both to 10, and I set the spool tension to just eliminate the side-to-side play on both. So the results were that the Type R barely outcasted the Fuego when the line guides were in the middle by only 0.25 of a foot. So 133.75 for the Type R, 133.5 for the Fuego. Now the Type R did separate itself a little bit when I shifted the line guides all the way to the right on both reels. The Type R averaged 135.8, while the Fuego averaged 133.8. So it gained about 2 feet, I guess, by decreasing that angle. Now, if the T-wing system was supposed to add 5% casting distance, you'd have been looking at almost, let's see here. So if my math is right, the TATULA Type R with a T-wing would have had to gain almost 7 feet, 6.675 feet over the Fuego to achieve the 5%. Now, just keep in mind, this is not a Fuego versus Type R test. This is a T-wing versus non-T-wing level line test to see if the T-wing actually does help you cast farther. Now, technically, as you can see by the numbers, technically you can say that it does, but the results to me are pretty negligible. It's not a real concern though, because Shimano claimed that the MGL would outcast the regular METANIUM by 20%, which it didn't come close to that at all. I guess the next reel we're gonna have to see is if the Concept Z really casts 20% farther than another concept reel. But all right, guys, I hope this test was informative and helped you guys out, that you enjoyed it. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.